This now. Suspended ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule and his 3 co-accused want the corruption charges against them withdrawn. Well, they are back in the Bloemfontein High Court today in connection with the multi-million rand Free State asbestos project. eNCA Siphamandla, Goge and Masego Rahlaga are there for us, and we, of course, speak to them at this hour. Masego and Siphamandla, good morning to you, colleagues. Let me start with you, Masego. Yesterday when we had a conversation, colleague, you had painted a picture that seemed to become under control with the police there, visibility, just in terms of crowds coming to support, I suppose, Ace Magashule, his supporters, as we've seen in previous court appearances. Just give us some context as to what happened post the conversation.
Well, Dumelo, I must say this morning is a different picture compared to yesterday. It seems the police in the Free State and in this area of Bloemfontein in particular have decided to downgrade the plans in terms of policing around the precinct of the court. And my colleague Goge will show you, for instance, we can still see quite a number of police vehicles and police officers around the precinct of the High Court here in Bloemfontein. However, you're not seeing vehicles such as the police nyala or the barbed wire that they had around. So I guess they downgraded their plans because of what what they saw yesterday. It told them that it won't be too many supporters in terms of people who would be here to support Ace Magashule. But I think I spot the women that I saw yesterday already here, and I'll try quickly to approach them, Dumelo, as we pass the police officers who are here to try and maintain public order. As you can see, there's also roads that are blocked around the court. These women were in fact here even yesterday with camp chairs and everything. They had said that they would be here to support Ace Magashule because they believe in his innocence. So let me find out from them if there are any other plans for more people to arrive. Bagolo, dumelang? Le kae ma? A ke tsere nka kgona go bua le wena, ke a hopola ke le bona le maobane le tlile le ka ditulo le tlo support Ntate Magashule. Okay, Gogo, le kae Gogo? Re teng. Okay, moruti, so le tlile mo ho tlo support Ntate Magashule?
Ngwana me re tlile mo go tlo support Ntate Magashule.
Hobaneng mam?
Hobane o re thusitse ka ntho tse ngata ngwanaka. Hore ke be mo, it's because bana ba rona bana ba sa tsamaye dikolo ba sa itse overseas ba itse ba ka lebaka la hae. Jale ntho re be empeile mo hantle ke melemo ya hae, ke hopola melemo ya hae o feta bobe bo account wang ka bona.
And then ke bona le Gogo ke moruti over and above that ntse le mo rapella ka case.
Jo thata ngwana me thata ra rapela ibile re utlwisisa lentswe le le reng o re tshwarele melato ya rona jala ka re tshwarela ba re sitela.
So these are the women that I was with, in fact, yesterday. They were here clearly saying that they want to support the suspended Secretary-General of the ANC. They came here with camp chairs. They came here, packing some lunch, for instance, to make sure that they're hydrated and they're able to eat. So they're expecting more people to arrive. And Gogo, as I was speaking to her, she says she's also a priest. She's here to support the suspended SG because she believes in him. She says he took his children, he took her children rather, to schools even overseas via bursaries, and her children wouldn't have known, those schools and that type of education that is provided overseas without him. So they're here because they believe in his innocence. But she also said something very interesting. She said that prayer in Our Father, forgive us as we forgive those who trespass against us. And she says this is what she's seeing here today, people not forgiving each other and using politics and court to fight their battles. So that's the situation outside court so far, and of course we know that the court case is expected to start at 10 o'clock.
Absolutely, Masego. Quite an interesting picture to see there. Oftentimes when we see supporters of Ace Magashule, they're usually adorned in ANC shirts and colours, but to see Meo Mogolo coming in there in church regalia, Gas Kaftini, as you mentioned, parked there to show support. Very interesting picture showing us. But I need to move to Siphamandla, Goge. And Siphamandla, just standing outside of court, I mean, early on we spoke about the reason why we are here again today, and it's precisely because Ace Magashule, alongside his co-accused, would like to see those corruption charges against them withdrawn.
Indeed, that's the gist of this civil litigation process that is underway at the Free State High Court here in Bloemfontein. You are talking about 15 accused in this matter, 10 of those being individuals and 5 being companies or entities. Now, at the center of this civil litigation that is underway is 4 applicants, in other words, 4 accused persons who have decided to bring forward an application to say they want the charges withdrawn. They are questioning the nature of the charges and the way they were charged. They are saying it was unlawful. They want the court to look at that and to dismiss these charges. But also, they want the court to compel the prosecution to furnish them with a detailed list of witnesses who are implicating them in this matter. They are also calling for further particulars to be given to them in order to prepare for this case. So those are the arguments that were playing out in court yesterday. Today is day 2. We expect that suspended ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule's legal representatives will be arguing in court today. Yesterday, out of 4 applicants, only 3 legal representatives argued on behalf of their clients. Today, it will be Ace Magashule's lawyer who will be arguing, because Ace Magashule is accused number 13 in this matter. So they started with accused number 1, if I'm not mistaken. They went to accused number 3, who is a well-known businessman, Edwin Sodi. They went to accused number 11, Tabani Zulu, the former head of Department of Human Settlements, and accused number 13, Ace Magashule's lawyer, will argue today. We don't expect proceedings to take the whole day because we are already done with these 3 arguments by the 3 legal representatives of the other 3 accused. So today is mainly about Ace Magashule's lawyer arguing why these charges should be dropped against his client, why they are calling for a detailed list of witnesses who are implicating their clients, and also why they are arguing that they have not been provided with all the information and further particulars that they need to prepare for the case. So today is mainly about Ace Magashule.
With that being said, I need to conclude, but before I do, Masego, Rahlaga, if you might just come to you, colleague. I see you're standing just in front of members of the SAPS, and I'm keen to know about traffic. Have certain streets been cordoned off? Have you heard any word about what they expect to be, of course, any crowd congestion today, or perhaps not?
Well, as you can see, Tumelo, compared to yesterday, I must say, it's not as busy as it is in terms of the policing that we saw yesterday. No barbed wire around the precinct, no police nyala. But in terms of the traffic, it's actually moving. Even yesterday, it was business as usual. They would let cars go through because I think they were testing whether or not the crowds that would eventually arrive here would be large and whether it would swell. We saw people arrive from areas such as Barais, which is about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive from Bloemfontein. In fact, Barais Tumelo is much closer to you there in Johannesburg than it is to myself and Siphamandla Goge here in Bloemfontein. But you saw people drive all the way from there. So I think the police are expecting that, the crowd won't be as much as they expected yesterday because of what happened yesterday. There were supporters, but only a few dozens. So I think they think that there won't be any support, or there'll be little, and they don't want to overuse the resources. So there are police vehicles, but it's downgraded. The traffic is still moving as per normal. My colleague Goge, and apologies for the possibility of shaky visuals as he's handheld, but there is the traffic that's being diverted, for instance, by the municipal police department here in Bloemfontein. But it's moving. It's moving. No one is really stopped from getting into the street, for instance. People can come in if they make valid reasons. For instance, if you're going to work or you live somewhere this side, the police would usually just remove those orange cones for you to go through. So still the same situation, just a downgraded policing system compared to yesterday.
All right, colleagues, of course, as developments do occur, we'll be sure to come back to you. Masego, Rahlaga, Siphamandla Goge out in Bloemfontein. Thank you so much for this update.